you, and I hope that you had a fantastic weekend. The weather was absolutely glorious, so I hope that you got out and about in the sunshine. And today I have Mrs. Mano with me as special guest, Nono Kumuric.
Yeah, Ping.
Fantastic. Now this week, we start the week knowing that we are so fortunate to be in Western Australia with no new cases of the virus. In fact, 4 days straight of no new cases. So this means that very gently we are relaxing things a little. And I know that Mrs. Mano and I are really excited about this week because we are inviting the pre-kindergarten children and kindergarten children onto the campus for just a half day, which will be absolutely wonderful. So what are the teachers going to be encouraging their children to do this week as they start back on campus?
It's about keeping ourselves safe and healthy. And one of the most important things that we can do is that we can wash our hands. We'll wash our hands when we come in. We'll make sure that we follow Macy's little washing hands rhyme to wash between our fingers, on the back of our hands, in the palms of our hands, on our fingers and around our thumbs, for as long as it takes us to sing happy birthday.
Twice, isn't it? 2 times.
Well, at least once, so that we can then make sure the bubbles get washed off afterwards. And also we'll remember to keep our eagle arms outstretched, well not all the time, but that far apart from one another, just so that if we bring some germs in, we won't share them with other people. And so that means that we're looking after all of us. And that's really important that we do that, and we take care of each other and think of one another in that way.
Absolutely, and they are both great fun things for young children, and they'll be able to remember those things, and I'm sure the teachers will be reminding them.
We certainly will be.
I've certainly been hearing about eagle arms every time I go to OSH. So what are some of the good things that you feel we have learned while we have been learning at home that you think would be good for us to retain, to keep doing?
I think it's about slowing down and not rushing around doing things the whole time. That we can take things gently, take time, and take care that we do things as well as we can, and be mindful of each other and help one another, help our families at home and help our community at school as well, by being thoughtful and remembering to do things that are our responsibility, like our washing our hands, putting things away, helping set things up. And that will make everyone feel safer and healthier and happier.
Absolutely. So learning at home does have its challenges, particularly for our youngest students, and it is only the pre-kindies and kindergarten children that are coming back for that half-day experience this week. So Mrs. Mano, what are some of the tips that you can share with parents and also with the children around learning at home?
Keeping routines set up so that when you're going to do your school learning, you get up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you put on your school shirt so that you are ready to do your school learning in your school uniform. You know that's really important. And you have a space set up that you can go and do your learning in that space. Sometimes you have to wait for some help because that help is not right there, but you can think, can I do this now? No. I'll go and ask someone else. I might have to wait, but I might go and have a little bit of exercise, go and get my wiggles out, my frustrations out by doing something else, and then come back to it.
Good thinking. There is nothing more important than our well-being and the well-being of others. So, Mrs. Mano, what are some of the thoughts that you have about how we can sharpen the saw each day? And I know that the answers to quite a few of the questions have been really centering around well-being. So is there anything else you'd like to add around well-being?
I think one of the things that has really struck me while we've been at home and doing home learning is the importance of keeping moving and keeping active and being physically active, and that has really made such a difference every day to getting up, getting out, going outside, going to enjoy nature, whether it's in your garden, down the street, in the park. But it's really important to have that time outside in our beautiful world.
And we do that at school as well, don't we? We make sure that in the early years, right through the junior school, we do focus on time outside and that connection to nature. It's so important to all of our well-being. So now we have that special moment in the Junior School Bulletin where Mrs. Mano is going to share her choice of quote. And I have a little bell. This is definitely early childhood style, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'll ring the bell, and that will mean that we'll all focus and concentrate, and Mrs. Mano is going to present some famous words that are her choice of quote. So here we go.
When a child learns to walk and falls down 50 times, he never thinks to himself, maybe this isn't for me.
That's so true, isn't it? A child will just get up again and again and again until they master it. And that's a lot like learning, isn't it? All sorts of learning.
We learn all the way through our lives, and if we remember that we did that when we learnt to walk, we'll get to all the things we're aiming to do in time.
Even if it is a few bruises on the knees.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mano. It's been a pleasure to have you. Have a fantastic week. Everyone,
you.
have a fantastic week. Budawan.
Budawan.